All right, so if you're stuck away from the gym and you don't have any training equipment, you don't have a training partner, you've got a grappling fix that you need to get going and you're really stuck for ideas, on this one, it's just a nice little drill that you can do, which will help you continue to work on your arm bars while you've got nothing to hand to work with. So from here, what we're going to do is practice, just imagine that we're coming from a mount into a high striking position, and then just getting the flow going, getting the correct motion going to get smoothly into that armbar. The secret here is that we don't want to raise our hips up too much as we get into it. So if you imagine starting yourself down nice and low, nice and based, popping up into a striking position, nice high posture. As you strike, hands coming back to the head, and then from this position, the thing we want to avoid all the time is our hips coming up too high as we can't get round into this armbar, right? So if you imagine the person's head is here and I'm mounting and striking this way, we want to try and keep our hips low as we're going through. Even more tricky when you're just doing it flat on the ground like this because you don't have any height on the opponent or the partner here, your training partner, where you can actually practice on. So it makes it even more difficult. So if you can do it like this, then you're going to find it much easier when you come to being able to do it on a live opponent again. So getting into the shape of the striking from here, we're just going to brace our hands onto the floor. We're going to make a little T shape through the hands from here. So whichever side I want to go, in this instance, I'm going to go out to my right side from here. If I want to go off to this side, I'm going to kick my elbow out in that direction. So my right elbow facing out that way. Now, here's what we want to do. We want to try and raise up with the knee on the submission side and the foot on the opposite side. So in other words, if I'm going out to the right side here, on my right side, then I want to bring the right knee up like it's coming right up to the top of the person's head. I want to stand up slightly on my left foot from here. So this is the action that we want to get smooth to begin with. This little shape here, up onto my foot, knee slides up as I go. So again, imagine yourself based out, in position, punching up, getting a nice high mount, striking down, good high posture, good striking, hands down onto the floor, and then we're going to slide right knee in this instance to the head, left foot comes up. So knee and foot. Let's do that again. Strike, 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 hands down, knee and foot. Strike, 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 hands down, knee and foot from here. Now, to get into this, the difficult part now is that I need to get this leg across this way so I can extend both legs over the person, but it's tucked underneath me. So I have to help myself get that leg across, and what I want to avoid again is lifting my hips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll. Now, the wrong way to do this is to roll straight back out this way, because you want to stay tight against the person's shoulder. Imagine their shoulder's here. I want to stay tight against the shoulder, and if I roll straight back over my foot, I start to create a gap between their shoulder and my hips, which I don't want. I want to stay tight. So the way I'm going to do this to still allow me to get the leg out but stay tight with the hips is I'm going to roll slightly towards their legs. So I'm striking from here and down, I'm sliding up, and then from this position I'm going to roll back towards their hips. So I'm going to collapse, I'm exaggerating now, but I'm going to collapse this way to allow that leg to come out. Knees tight. Just for now, because you can't grip anything, stick your hands to your chest, keep the knees tight all the way down to the mat, head back on the mat, hips up and straighten out through those legs without letting your knees come apart for your finish. Roll yourself back up, back into that nice based position, and then from there, punching the knees up, nice high mounted striking position from here. Make sure your posture's good and not losing it forwards. Strike, strike, strike. Again, if I'm going out to the right, elbow out that way, slide up with my knee on the submission side and my foot on the other side. And then don't go straight back with your hips, roll this way where you imagine their legs to be, so that you can unfold that leg. Practice crossing at the ankles from there, just keep them together, doesn't matter. Prioritize your knees. So from here, hands up, knees stay tight, head to the mat, lift, straight legs, knees together on that finish. And then just keep going, hit repetitions of that. If you're feeling good with it, you can go out the other way as well. So elbow comes out the other side. Remember, foot and knee. So I'm sliding again up, knee comes up, foot comes up from here. And remember which way you're sitting towards their legs to undo that leg without allowing too much height or too many gaps between your hips and their shoulders. Knees together, hands into the chest for now, nice straight position, hips up, backside comes off the floor for the finish. From there, one more time, start down low, as you're punching those knees up a bit, coming up, nice high striking posture, hands back up to your chin, don't leave your hands down. From there, start that hand position, slide the knee and the foot, and then don't sit straight back, sit over towards their legs, undo that leg from there, and then out and through into that finished position. And then just hit a bunch of those. It's a good little 5-minute drill. Up, bang, 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 strike, and then come in, try to be soothed into it, back into your mount, come up, sit, strike, 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 hands down, foot and knee, and straight into it, forward finish from there. You get the idea. So a nice way you can still be working some ground, some submission, some strike without having any kind of equipment or any training partner at all.